This is a standard lapped zip, so you start off with the top of the zip tape on your raw edges and mark where the plastic bottom gets to. Sew a seam, 15mm seam from that point to the bottom. Just a couple of pins. Then press the seam open. Working on the right side of the fabric, seam allowances on the inside. I'm going to shuffle that zip down and push the fold up to the teeth and pin it in place all the way down. Swap to your zip foot. So I want my zip foot on the right hand side, so my needle's on the left. So then I have to move my needle to the left. I'm going to sew very close to the fold. Over the pins all the way to the bottom. And I'll stop just there. Then the fold is then pushed up so it's level with the stitching line you've just done. You're going to feel for the teeth, and then your pin goes slightly beyond it. So we're going to put pins in all the way up. Going to undo the zip, check that that's lined up with the fold, so it's the same distance. Pop a pin in, make sure we're a centimetre away, all the way down. So we're going to be using these pins to line up the stitching line. We'll start with it like that. Swap the zip foot over, and I have to move my needle across. Then I'm going to start sewing down here, aiming for the pins. Put the needle in, lift the foot and take the zip pull up. way to the end, turn it over by hand to get your last stitch level. Put your needle in, foot up, and then you can sew straight across, straight through if it's plastic zip. Help by turning it over by hand. Finish off your stitching, and then you can either pull your threads through, or I just cut them off because I've got the locking stitch on my machine. And that's your zip. And that's your lap. So you need to make sure if you overlap too much, you're not going to catch that seam allowance. And if you don't overlap enough, you're not going to hide the zip.